I did want to touch on your sobriety because this is important. People need to hear this. So you talked about being on the road and there's all these tour dates and you're not home that often. And what most people that aren't musicians, what they don't get is the music industry is one that kind of promotes drinking and promotes drug usage. You're on the road, away from friends, away from family. Alcohol is pretty much free and pretty much unlimited. All those around you want to have a good time and see you having a good time. So it's very easy to fall into that trap. At what point did you realize that drinking started to be a problem for you? And how are you able to get through that part of your life?
I think that for me, I just do way better without it. Um, I'm the last person to judge or shame anybody who chooses to consume alcohol because God knows I've consumed my share. But it brings out the worst in me. And I really don't want to get too preachy, but we tend to forget that it's a drug. Yes, it's legal. Yes, it can be enjoyed in moderation and it can be really fun. It is a drug. It's a substance that, has neurotoxins in it and it's addictive and blah, blah, blah. So it's super risky. And I think that as long as we continue raising awareness about it, like I think I'm really, really proud of where we're going in our society because we're talking about it more and more. Kind of taking away the stigma of addiction and mental health issues that all intertwines together. But for me, I just do better without it. Every aspect of my life is just better since I kicked it. I sleep better. I'm more healthy. My relationships are better. Not to mention my bank account. Like, if you're somebody who drinks on the regular, it can be pretty expensive long term. So yeah, I'm just done with it. I'm in a phase in my life now where I'm just going to prioritize doing things that are healthy for me. And I really don't miss it. Like, don't get me wrong. Once in a while, I'll get a little bit of nostalgia. Like, it's a beautiful day. I would love a nice, I don't know, sangria by the pool, or if everybody around me like partying, having a good time, and like cutting loose. Sometimes I get a little bit like, ugh. But then I remember where I could end up. Because me, like I said before, I'm an all or nothing kind of gal. So it's hard for me to just have one or two. I'll want more, and then my little evil, how do you call these, horns will start to come out, and I'll make bad decisions, and so it's better to just leave it, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah, the pandemic's been difficult for a lot of people with the isolation and the
Totally.
loneliness and the mental health issues. For those that have turned to alcohol and drugs during that time as a way to cope with reality, I suppose. Do you have any advice on maybe how to move away from the alcohol as the coping mechanism?
It's really, really tough. I think the first important step is just to be honest with yourself and say, like, this isn't working for me. Or, like, the three hardest words in the world, other than, I'm sorry or whatever, is I need help. That is really hard to say. It's hard on the ego. It's hard to swallow your pride. It's hard to admit when you don't have it all together, right? Or that you don't have everything under control. It's very humbling. So I think just talking to somebody and saying, you know what, like I'm trying to cut back, or I'm not feeling this. I don't feel great. I don't feel at my best. We are very lucky. We live in a country where we have access to a lot of resources. A lot of them are free. So talk to your doctor. Talk to somebody who can point you in the direction of either a program, a recovery program, or even counseling. There's absolutely no shame, because the reason we have a hard time quitting addictive things like drink or cigarettes is because they are addictive substances. It's not for a lack of willpower. So there's a lot of help out there, and we're very privileged to have access to them. But yeah, first step is just to say it to somebody. Just admit it. Like, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to quit this, and then you know that's half the battle right there.